What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you guys the best passive income money method in GTA 5. Now, the passive income method I'm going to be using in today's video is the nightclub, because yes, it is the best passive income source and it is the most, I would say, easiest and most efficient one to actually do once you own a lot of businesses, or even if you are a beginner in this game. Now, firstly, I'm going to start off with showing you which one to actually buy and which ones are the cheapest compared to which ones are the most expensive. Obviously, we have a wide range of nightclubs. We have this one right here, which I own because it is the best one and the most cheapest one actually. Then you have this one, this one, and a few others. Now these ones up here are actually the most expensive, these two right here, but they are one of the best. But if you're starting off and you're just a beginner like I was back in the day, so that's why I only bought this one, I would suggest that you actually buy this one. There's no really big difference within the nightclubs or options that you can get for the nightclubs. It's just the locations that vary, which makes them expensive. But these aren't really necessary. What you want to focus on doing is actually getting your storage levels. So you can buy the first storage level. I think it's about what, like 200k, 300k. So I own the first storage level. I haven't bought any, which I'm actually considering in buying in the future because this business is so good. Now, garages aren't really that necessary unless you're storing your cars in here, which I personally don't, because I have plenty other storage facilities in order to store my vehicles. Now, I wouldn't really store it in the nightclub because it is quite a distance for me to travel through locations. So if you're like me and you have the same predicament, I wouldn't really suggest you buying the nightclub garages, but I would strongly suggest you guys focus on storage facilities because they are the key players into making your money. So obviously you're going to buy the nightclub and you're going to buy the storage when you're first starting off. So if you're a veteran player in this game and you have quite a lot of money and you just want to test it out, I would suggest that you spend your money on these other options. But if you're a beginner and you're not really experienced in the game and you want to make money passively in this game, you can just go for the storage level 1, just like I have. So this is where you store all of your stock, and once you're ready to sell it, it should show you the price that your stock will be valued at. But if you don't know that, and if it doesn't pop up, just go into your computer and you should find it there. So this is where your storage is going to be filled up, and once it's full, that's when you make your sale. So you guys might be confused, like how do I run this whole thing, how does it work? So go over to your paradise or your whatever name you called your nightclub. What I would suggest is that you get this up very high. How I would do this is by doing some of the nightclub missions on the inside, where you actually have to throw bouncers, where you have to throw guys out because they're causing trouble, or you have to drive home a VIP contract. Or what you can do is you can go over here to DJs and you can buy a new DJ and swap between these two, and that gets your popularity level straight up. So the first time it's actually 100 grand, the second time it's 10 grand for each. So I wouldn't suggest you actually going for these two guys. Once you have bought one for 100 grand, you can just cycle between two, and that should get your popularity level straight up, which is fantastic. But that's all your passive income. So your passive income gets stored in your safe, and you collect your money from that safe. So right here you have your safe capacity. So your safe can actually store about $250,000. So mine currently has $190,000 because of my nightclub popularity, which is why I said it's very important. The more this bar is filled up, the more money you make per day. Now it's time to go on to the illegal side of this business. So in your nightclub, I only have 3 right now. You have warehouse technicians. You can basically allow them to go out and source you goods and bring them back to the warehouse. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. Basically, the more you hire these guys, the more goods that you can assign them to. Obviously, cargo and shipments, sporting goods, South American imports, pharmaceutical research, organic produce. Those are one of the best ones. Now, printing and copying and cash creation, I wouldn't really advise you to do because they aren't the best value for your money. So the more you hire, they actually get a lot expensive. You get the first one for free when you actually start up your nightclub, and then from there you have to buy each of these technicians, and they increase with price. So right now I'm at this guy, and yeah, he costs a lot of money. Once you actually have your goods from these guys who actually, your warehouse technicians who actually went and got your goods for you and sourced them out, you can actually go and you can sell your goods. Now, I wouldn't advise you to sell at a low price for your goods, so I would advise you to sell every 20 hours, because that's when you're gonna have a lot of money. Like, I just did a sale like 2 hours ago and I made $300,000 off of my first sale in the nightclub. Definitely advise you guys to buy more warehouse technicians and assign them here, because the more technicians you assign, the more goods that you can actually get and the wider variety you can actually have. So in order to have this variety of like produce and goods and stuff, you have to own certain businesses in the game. So most of these businesses actually come from your motorcycle club. So I would advise you guys to get a motorcycle club if you want to increase the amount of goods that you get, so that you can obviously have a higher amount of goods that you can sell in order for a larger amount of profit. So I would advise you guys to actually buy more technicians and buy more businesses in the game. Now, I know you guys might think we're never going to use them, we're never going to have enough time to actually run the businesses. Well, here's the thing, you don't actually need to run the businesses, you just need to own them, and these guys go out and source the goods for you. So that's why I do think that warehouse technicians are a good investment, especially into this particular business. The missions of selling are pretty simple. Basically, you just go and you have one delivery vehicle for all of your goods that you have here, so you don't have to worry about actually going for separate deliveries. You just press sell and it puts you straight into one vehicle, and you go and sell your goods, which I think is incredible, because I know a lot of jobs in this game where you actually have to sell multiple times and like go back and collect your goods and sell it again, and go back and collect your goods and sell it again, which can be tedious. Obviously, Tony will take a 10% of your cut, or 20%, I'm not too sure the actual price, but he will take a percentage of your cut that you get from your sale, because he needs to do his business. You know, yeah, he's just that guy. So obviously now we're moving on to upgrades. You have a few upgrades here. You have your equipment upgrades, which is for 1.4 million, which is probably one of the best one, because it actually improves the quality and productivity of your warehouse technicians. Now, this will make them actually deliver your goods faster. So if you guys want to speed up their time and increase your sales in nightclub, well, I'd advise you to get this option. For your sales and your passive income for your nightclub, you can basically get this option to reduce the amount of popularity that is actually going down each day in your nightclub. So I would advise you guys get this option, but obviously get this one here first before you get this option. And then your security upgrade, I wouldn't really worry about this too much. You can get it, it is nice to have, but I wouldn't really worry about it too much unless you're actually in like a secure serve. That's when you get raided, but you don't really get raided that much if you're not. This is the best passive income money making method in the game. Now we're gonna actually go and check out the passive side of this in our nightclub. Alright, so as you can see, my popularity level is up. One bar did go down because it's been like 1 day, I think, or 2 days. So basically you get to open your safe, and that's where all of your money is stored, your passive income from your actual nightclub. So right now I have $190,000 in my safe, which I'm going to collect, because why wouldn't I? So when you actually go and sell these goods, it will put you in one of 3 vehicles that you can actually get. Now this is the vehicle that I own. I spent a lot of money upgrading this one. So basically this is one of the delivery vehicles. I think it's the smallest one. So basically the higher pricing options that you can get, this one was free, which you get from actually buying the nightclub, which is really cool. But the other 2 you actually have to buy off of Warstock Cash and Carry. These are the 2 vehicles that you can get off of Warstock Cash and Carry for your nightclub. So one is the Mule Custom, and the second one is the Pounder. So a lot of people have been saying that the Mule Custom is not that good, and it's one of the slowest ones and the worst vehicles to actually get. But I would go for the Pounder Custom. This is the best one to actually go for. So obviously, in order to unlock your trade price, you have to complete 10 sell good missions. I have only done 2, unfortunately, and you can buy it now for only 320,000. So this one is pretty good. I did a delivery now for 300k, so I'm guessing these prices can even go crazier once you have the bigger one. And yeah, you can make millions doing this business. I mean millions.